What up, is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads? We have a ton of fantasy dynasty news. We have signings, and we have the GOAT coming back for another season. We're going to start off with some running backs here. James Conner gets a 3-year, $21 million deal from Arizona. This is the perfect time to sell James Conner. We feel like, man, is he 24? Is he 25? He is almost 27 years old. He'll be 27 years old this summer. So a 3-year deal, you're talking about he'll be 27, 28, and 29 years old. We already know he's injury prone. He's had 15 touchdowns last year, and he didn't even hit the 800-yard mark. So you could tell that this is going to be some major regression from James Conner's at least touchdown rate. Chase Edmonds is gone. We'll talk about where he went. But James Conner is definitely a sell now opportunity. Even if you're on a contending team, I am trying to get what I possibly can for James Conner. I'm trying to flip him for a wide receiver that I like personally. That is the route I'm probably going. Draft picks are going to be hard to get for James Conner just because of his age, but he's in Arizona. He's going to be in Arizona for another couple of years without Chase Edmonds. This is the time, and it does not tell you that, hey, they're automatically not going to pick up a running back in the draft here. I could see a Kyron Williams. You could get a Jerome Ford or somebody along those lines could be an Arizona Cardinal running back. Eno Benjamin will not be the RB2 in that team, in my opinion. All right. If you're new to the channel, by the way, we do have a DeAndre Swift signed jersey. All you have to do is be subscribed for a chance to win. When we hit 2K, we're going to be giving away 20 of you guys. On to the next running back. It is Chase Edmonds. Goes to Miami. Think Tariq Cohen. Think 1,000 total yards. That's what you're going to get, in my opinion, from Chase Edmonds. Mike Daniels is a very good use of running backs. And so with him going to Miami, I could easily see a top team, still a top running back prospect. Isaiah Spiller. I could see Kenneth Walker. I could still see Breece Hall going to Miami. This probably brings down the chance a little bit, but I could definitely see a running back, a first and second down running back, a new James Conner going into that Miami situation. Do they go after Lenny Fournette? Or, we got Tom Brady news, by the way. Or do they not go after one of the free agents? There's a lot of different things that could happen for the Miami backfield, but this just tells you Chase Edmonds is going to be at minimum the RB2 there in Miami, and he is a guy that I like into that range of 24 for the season. And in Dynasty, he's almost 26 years old next month, so he's starting to get into that age where we don't like, especially for past down backs. He's 2 years, of course, signed there. You're probably looking at it a 2-year, really. This is going to be his last 2 years of relevancy, in my opinion. So Chase Edmonds, a low-end RB2 for the next year or two here. But in Dynasty-wise, he's not going to be a top 30 running back, in my opinion. Tom Brady to go. What do we do with Tom Brady? He's going to be a top 10 quarterback likely, even without Chris Godwin for most of the season. He's probably going to have Gronk back. He's going to have Mike Evans. Who knows who his running back situation is going to be? If it's going to be Vaughn, if it's going to be Lenny Fournette. I don't know why I keep calling him Lenny, but we're just going to keep it because maybe that's his nickname. But Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, what's the backfield going to look like at the Tampa Bay? So I hope you didn't drop him. If you dropped him, please look, or just I immediately looked at all my leagues. Hey, is he on free agency? Can I pick him up? And in every league, he was already not dropped. So I was going to say already picked up, but he was never dropped. Because those are situations that if you have these retirements, even with Drew Brees of the previous year, Ben Roethlisberger. In fact, Ben Roethlisberger should be rostered in every single league if it's a dynasty roster of 30 people, because I know they just signed Mitch Trubisky, which we will talk about, but still, you know what? Actually, probably no. I would rather have Ben Roethlisberger as a 30th player spot than over somebody I don't even know basically their name is. So that is just my opinion when you get some of these retirements. Same with Gronk. He retired. There's people that held on to him for a year or two. Des Bryant, Antonio Brown. One of the biggest things when people retire, keep them on the roster at least for a little while. Even Andrew Luck. People may be still holding out for Andrew Luck. I had him on my roster for a year and a half after he retired. Just as hey, you never know if he's going to come back. Brett Favre, same situation. And even Aaron Rodgers, if he's to retire next year, 2 years or 3 years from now, I'm still going to hold on to him, or I would still hold on to him for the next year or two after he retires. So Tom Brady, what do you do with him? He's going to be a top 10 quarterback next year. Dynasty-wise, he's going to kind of have that same situation. I think this is going to be his last year. I think he wants that final goodbye tour. So we'll see what happens there, but that's my opinion. He's going to have 1 year left. So in Dynasty, you're looking at, I mean, he's just going to be a contender for 1 year. So that's what kind of value you're going to get from him. Mitch Trubisky, I love this move by Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Bears situation is a mess. Their franchise was a mess there. Nagy was a mess. Lots of messes for the Bears. So Trubisky, I actually feel like this is going to be a good move, not only for Claypool and for Deontay and for Pat Freiermuth. I think that those are all going to benefit. I think Najee is going to benefit from this as well. Trubisky actually gets to use a really good running back for the next couple of years. I think Pittsburgh wins on this. I really wanted them to either get Garoppolo or Trubisky. I didn't think they were going to get a Wentz. I didn't want them to get Jordan Love. Like I wanted. And I think Trubisky is an underrated quarterback. You look at what's left after he was gone from that situation. He's also learned from Josh Allen, which is a huge plus in my opinion. Josh Allen has turned his career around, and I think Trubisky has a chance of being this quarterback two, middle quarterback two, right? And this Kirk, I think he's not as great of a passer as like a Kirk Cousins or Carson Wentz, but you're going to have more mobility. Trubisky is actually a very mobile quarterback. In fact, if you told me Trubisky over any other quarterback in 2022, I would say yes to the fact, besides Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis has that higher upside, but I think Trubisky is a better quarterback than potentially Matt Corral. I mean, you're talking about Trubisky was one of the top picks of his draft, and I definitely would want that versus maybe a Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett's already 23 years old. You're looking at a guy who might be picked 10th, 14th, and even a worse situation. Pittsburgh has a really good situation around him, a 500 team that could be, and they're going to use Najee. They're going to dump off a lot to Najee. Deontay's a really good low ADOT person and a really good wide receiver separator, and you have Chase Claypool too. They have some weapons there, and so that is Mari Cooper being traded. I think we already talked about that last time. But Jarvis Landry, I loved when they go, oh, look at this duo that the Cleveland's got. And then like 2 minutes later, they're like, oh yeah, Jarvis Landry's wanting a trade. He's getting dropped. We'll see where he goes. Allen Robinson goes. There's definitely some situations. DJ Chark, also a free agent. Those are 3 wide receivers that we have yet to find names of, or yet to find teams of. Will it be Patriots? Because Patriots definitely need that number one-ish wide, we'd say like, I would say Allen Robinson maybe is lefty wide receiver 1 tiers, of course, in my opinion. I think maybe wide receiver 2 at best, but they need a number 1 wide receiver for that team is what I'm saying. So they need Allen Robinson. DJ Chark, I don't think would be that type of player that would fit into that mold. But Jarvis Landry could be, or does Jarvis Landry go to the Chiefs, which I think would be a very, very good move for him, being that player, that stability that Patrick Mahomes is desperately going to need, especially when Travis Kelce continues to age more and more here. You need another guy that can work the lower parts of the field, so Pat Mahomes is not running with his head cut off constantly behind that offensive line. You need somebody that's going to be quick, 7-10 yards. Jarvis Landry is a perfect player for that type of team, so I would love for him to fit like that team, like Emmanuel Sanders did kind of for the Buffalo Bills. I felt like he sparked that Buffalo Bills offense a lot because he fit so well in Buffalo. I feel like Jarvis would be a really good candidate for Kansas City. By the time this video comes up, I'm doing double today. I am going to take a day off sometime in the next couple of days. I don't know when it'll be. We'll continue with Superflex. I'll keep doing 103, 104, all in the shorts. So if you're looking for the Superflex ranking stuff, it'll all be in YouTube Shorts versions. I already did 101, 102, and we'll be doing 103 here very shortly. And we'll continue on. All right? This is Marcus with Dynasty Fun. Peace out. Take care.